That actually turned out pretty good. Okay, I'll message that.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Before we get started, something that's very near and dear to us that we want to make sure you're aware of. You're going to hear a lot of stories tonight, a lot of different stories from each of us and how Isagenix has impacted our lives. But the one thing that we want to reiterate is that we don't intend to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. It has impacted us greatly, but it did not cure anything for any one of us. I want to start off with my story. Before I came to Isagenix, I had spent 2 years on bed rest. I really kind of was at the end of my rope, feeling like I wasn't living life. I was merely existing every day, and it was really not just on myself, but watching my husband try to deal with that was really hard on both of us, and kind of at a wit's end of there's got to be something better, something's got to give. And a friend of mine talked to me about Isagenix, and within 14 days, not just I could see a difference, but my doctors were seeing a difference. I was up and around and out of bed for the first time in over 2 years. But on day 30, I got to hike a mountain, which was huge. It's something I loved to do and hadn't been able to do for 5 years. So that was really big for me. Isagenix, for me, it helped with the energy and being able to function again. But you're going to hear tonight, it's helped other people with weight loss, performance, healthy aging, and even wealth creation. There's a whole line of products. There's over 70 of them. Not everything is for everyone. It's kind of a whatever works best for you. And we'll be going over a lot of them in detail so you can see. I think once we got started, a lot of us, probably the majority of things you see just in this picture, a lot of us feel like they'll never go anywhere. We'll be using them every day. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to turn it over to Jorge, who's going to tell you a little bit about his story. I've actually gotten to watch his story firsthand. We attended church together years and years ago, and so I've gotten to watch him, and it's pretty phenomenal watching him be the dad that he's wanted to be for many years. Jorge?
Thanks a lot, Jan. Hey. Is it echoing?
That's you.
Weird. Okay. Hey guys. If you can see those pictures, most of those pictures is me working out, just worshiping God, playing my music. And honestly, when I do, I love playing music, and to get to worship my Savior and do that at the same time, it's just, you can't beat it. If you look at the picture with the two faces, that was when right before when I barely started using Isagenix. Before Isagenix, I had basically checked out. I put a post on Facebook. I don't know if everyone's seen it or not, but it says I gave up, and I really did. I gave up. I gave up on eating healthy. I gave up on exercise. I gave up on myself. I was done. I didn't have any other options. I was doing some side work with a friend of mine, and his wife was doing a business, and said, "Hey, do you want to check this out?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to make some extra money." So they introduced me to Isagenix, and I tried it, and I liked it. It wasn't even so much that it totally changed my world right there and then. It was the thought of, what if I don't do something? What if I don't even try it? What if I don't jump in and give it a shot? Could I have regrets? Probably. If I would have never done this, my life would have never changed. So I jumped in with head first. I said, look, I can't afford it. I'm a single dad, but I'm going to do it anyways. I don't know how, but I did it. And man, the things that it's done in my life, it's just changed my world, changed my perspective, changed my mindset. Now I coach my son's basketball team. I've already been coached 3 or 4 times, the assistant coach. I've actually had games where I coached them all by myself because they weren't able to do it. It's so awesome to see my son and all these kids learning all these things. I played basketball for my church team. I'm 43. I'm playing basketball. I should have been playing basketball when I was like 18, but I just do it. I'm doing it now, and I love it because I have so much energy, and I sleep well. I mean, I could go on and on and on. One of the products that we use is called Ionic Supreme. Now, when I first started, I just took this because it was part of the program. It's like you take it at a certain time after your shake or whatever, and on your cleanses. And I really didn't see the value, so I really didn't use it so much. But ever since, believe it or not, ever since I started doing these Zoom hangouts, I've been taking Ionics pretty regularly. And now I know why people are just like fanatics about it, especially, and just a lot of women are. It just helps them with their mood. I know Chrissy calls it her mommy juice.
Mommy's happy juice.
Yep. It's not my daddy juice, but I'll tell you what, I put it in my shake, and I work in a really stressed environment, a call center, and everyone's just negative. It seems like no one wants to be there. I'm whistling a tune, and I'm all happy. I'm taking my Ionics, and then it just kind of smooths everything. The reason that it does is because it has adaptogens. These are plants that adapt to different environments. So they put these inside, and they help with your moods. They help with stress. So, sometimes even before I go to bed and at the end of the day and my brain is still kind of going 100 miles an hour, I'll drink a little bit, and it kind of calms me down and good to go. Ionic Supreme is one of the staples of our products, and man, it's a go-to. I take it every day now, and I love it. Now I want to introduce one of the persons that ever since physically I haven't met him, but I've seen his videos. I've seen how inspirational he is. I've seen his growth. I've seen him go from someone that didn't, and I don't know if I ever told you this, Matt, probably not, but someone that was just kind of flying by the seat of his pants, just trying to do something to make himself better, to becoming a true leader. People follow him. People listen to him, and he's kind, and he has a good heart, and he's just here to help. And look at that transformation. Matt, it's all yours.
Maddie.
Thanks, Jorge. See, I have a question for you. You probably start doing the Ionic Supreme in the Zoom calls because you're dodging your bosses. Right?
Yeah, I know.
So you need to calm down from that. But yeah, with my experience with Isagenix, it was purely from a weight loss standpoint. For years, I had weighed so much. I'm 5'9", and my heaviest I was 250 pounds, and I had tried just about everything. I did a lot of group fitness, a lot of different kind of diets like HCG and phentermine, and none of those really gave me the results that I was looking for. And I'd always, for the most part, the outside just never matched the inside for me. And after my last quote-unquote diet that I was on, which was phentermine, and that was one that a doctor had actually prescribed to me, that left me feeling so I would get a bunch of energy and I would lose a little bit of weight. But at the end of the day, I would always crash. And in order for me to get more of that energy, I'd have to have more of the phentermine. And it just, just didn't leave me feeling good at all. And I stopped doing that. And then at that point, I felt I was pretty much at a low. I'd lost hope, not really knowing, what my next turn is, because I thought I just about had done everything. And then a real close friend of mine, Michelle, had come over to me, and for as long as I've known her, she'd always been anemic and never been able to go out on hikes with us or do anything that was really strenuous for more than 30 minutes. And she came back in my life just bouncing up and down, had tons of energy, and was like, you need to start doing what I'm doing. So at that point, I was introduced to Isagenix, and I followed the system to the letter for the first 30 days. And after that, it just completely change the direction I was going in. I'd actually started losing the weight that I'd been looking at losing for a long time, and it made doing that such an easy habit that I was able to keep going, month after month, and actually got me to the point where I could consistently make my goals. And after that, I've lost the weight. Now I've got so many other things. It's like, I've got tons of energy. I can do things with my kids. I can actually, go on hikes, work out a little bit more, and then step up my goals. It's one of the best things that I've ever done, the best decisions I've made. And I just can't, I just love sharing this with everybody else, because I felt so lost and without hope for so long. So I just love giving it to everybody else. And part of one of the things that has really kind of helped transform me, and I just finished mine a little bit ago, are these shakes. And I remember sitting at what we called an open house or a launch party back when I started. I've been doing Isagenix for almost 2.5 years. And one of the people that introduced me at that launch party had held up a canister of these shakes, saying that I don't know what's in it, but I don't know if it's legal, but I never want to give it up, or something like that. And I was like, and she was, and everybody else there just had tons of energy, and they had so much passion for these shakes. And I tried them because I've tried other shakes before, and the shakes that from Isagenix, it's very nutrient dense, and the nutrition, the vitamins that are in these shakes are the equivalent of about 3 plated meals. And the shakes are actually very filling from the protein that's in it, that keeps you fulfilled from your meal up into your next time to eat. It's just one of the things that with the protein in it, and each one of these is a balanced meal. That's just really helped me with getting the weight off, keeping it off. And they taste so great, and they're so easy to make. It just becomes such a easy, quick habit. And our shakes, they come in, there's a dairy version which has whey protein, but we also have some dairy-free options as well. There's our Natural Berry Harvest and the vanilla chai and chocolate, all in those dairy-free. So that's all about the shake. So I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to the beautiful Christy. She always lights a smile up with us. So take it away.
Hey, everybody. Yep, that's me right now. I'm telling you what Matt just said about the shakes. Absolutely. 100%. Those are game changers. There's so many different shakes out there. And if you really think about the fact that each shake is 3 plated organic meals per shake. So good luck finding that in, any other meal. It's pretty amazing. So it was a game changer for all of us. I'm actually, for this particular Zoom, I'm actually the financial freedom part of this call. And I'm telling you right now, if you would have told me 2 years ago, even 1 year ago, that you are going to be the financial freedom part of a Zoom call, I would have laughed until I vomited. I was a high school English teacher. So I knew going into my job that, this is something that I did because I wanted to work with growing minds, and it was something that was important to my heart. But I also knew right out of the gate that it was something that was not going to give me much of an income. And at the time that I started that job, I was single, and so a high school English teacher's income was enough for me. And then as I got older, it got a little tougher, so I started coaching track, and then I started coaching tennis, and then I started running the reading committee, and I was trying to pull all of these extra things in so that I could make a little bit of extra money just so that I could pay my bills. And it was difficult. Then I met my husband and we moved out here to Arizona, and we had 2 children. And very quickly we decided that I wanted to be the one that was home with them. As much as I always thought that, I'm not like the stay-at-home mom type, I suddenly became the stay-at-home mom type. I wanted to be the one that raised my kids. I wanted to be the one that saw all of the milestones. And luckily, my husband was very supportive, and he said, "Oh, thank goodness, I'm so glad you said that. I never would have put that on you. But I actually was hoping it was going to be you. But I didn't want to tell you to leave your job." And so like that, I walked away from teaching with the understanding that I was going to stay home, and I was going to raise our kids, and I was going to stay home with them until my youngest was in full day school. And then when my youngest was in full day school, I was going to return to teaching so that I could help with the bottom line. I mean, we had it down. Trust me, there was a spreadsheet. My husband's an engineer. It was very detailed. So we decided that that's what we were going to do. And during that time, and I'll get kind of more into that later, but I ended up getting very sick, and was just trying to figure out how to keep my head above water. We were trying to figure out how we were going to be paying bills. And suddenly we got to the point where my son was about 6 months away from starting kindergarten. He's my youngest, and panic set in. I didn't have any family here, and Eric doesn't have any family here. And suddenly we started thinking about it. If I return to teaching, who's going to take our kids to school? Who's going to pick them up from school? Who's going to watch them until I get home? How are we going to pay for this? I mean, it just ended up kind of compounding itself. And so I was on borrowed time. And at the same time, I ended up finding Isagenix, and it had nothing to do with the money. The reason that I found the Isagenix was because I was sick and I needed to feel better. And luckily, Isagenix answered all of those for me, and ended up being something that really did change my health and gave me my life back. And I started noticing that I was getting deposits in my account, and I didn't even know how I got it. And so I went back to the person who put me in, and I said, I remember that I told you that I wasn't interested in the financial part of this, because in my mind, I thought, well, I'm not a salesman. I'm a teacher. I have no idea how to do any of this. But I was sharing, because that's what we do. When we go to a movie that's great, we share it. When we go to a restaurant that we love, we share it. We just do, because you should try this. The only difference here is they don't pay you for it. Isagenix did. And I didn't know what they were doing. And so I would get these payments into my account, and I didn't really know why they got there. So I went back to the person who shared it with me, and I said, all right, I'd like to at least not pay for my stuff. So if you could show me how to do that, that'd be great. So she did that. And then before I knew it, I started getting more and more and more money in my account. And I can tell you, at least for me, and this is not the case for everyone, it's going to be how you pour yourself into your Isagenix journey. But for me, within 7 months, I had tripled my teaching income. And I had done it from home. And I had done it with my children. And I did it because it meant something to me. It was not only something that I was really passionate about, but I'm passionate about my family. And so you put the two of those together, and it is absolutely a win-win. And so I can tell you that now I make a very good income, and I do it by sharing something that not only changed my life, but I get to watch it change everybody else's lives every day. And I can't even begin to tell you the blessing that it's been for me and everybody on this panel today. And if I can do it as a high school English teacher from Kansas who moved here and had no idea what she was doing, it absolutely is something that can happen for everybody else. The product that I'm going to talk about tonight, Cleanse for Life. I've got to tell you why this is important for me. The reason that I think that Isagenix is different from a lot of the other programs that are out there, because we all know there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of shake programs out there. There's a lot of nutrition programs out there. But one of the things that they don't really talk about, they'll talk about getting nutrition in. They'll talk about getting good things in your body. But what they don't ever deal with is getting the bad things out. That most of the programs don't even address that. And what we're finding more and more and more is no matter how much of a healthy life that you live, we are toxic. Whether we like it or not, we are toxic. We're breathing it in, we're eating it, we're drinking it, we're rubbing it into our skin. You know, you look at studies, not through Isagenix, through anywhere. You look at studies where you can see that, you know, if they pull some spinach, a cup of spinach out of a plot of land back in 1920, it takes 7-8 cups of spinach from the exact same plot of land today to have the same nutritional equivalent, because it's over farmed. It's because we end up having so much toxicity and hormones and whatnot sprayed all over our food. We've accepted it because it's normal, but it doesn't mean it's healthy for us. It doesn't mean that that's the way our bodies were meant to run. What Isagenix does is it gives you the ability to have not only the nutrition brought into your body, but it gives your body the ability to filter the toxicity out.
Chrissy?
Yes.
I pulled it up. That study out of UCLA?
Yeah.
43. It requires 43 bowls of spinach to equal the 1.
Why? From what? 1920?
53.
Are you kidding me? The same plot of land. That's insane. And that's a UCLA study. That's not even from us. That's insane.
And the 43 bowls, that was 1997.
I can't take it.
Hashtag fact checker.
Seriously, think about that. Think about like how crazy that is. And we just, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. You know, but we accept it because we don't know any better. But if you think about your bodies, much like the filter of a car, it's kind of the same idea. If you have a junked up filter of a car, will it run? Well, yeah. Doesn't mean it's going to run very well, and it doesn't mean it's going to run very long before you're going to start having problems. The same thing is the case with us and your liver. When you're trying to run as you're getting older and older, you're putting all this toxicity in. Your liver, which runs like your filter, is trying to process through all of this and figure out how to run. But when you end up putting a lot of toxicity, it is the one and only way that, since you're an infant, your body actually starts creating more fat, and it creates that fat around your liver to protect it. That's dangerous. That's where you're dealing with the cirrhosis, where you're dealing with fatty liver. And just because it's the norm doesn't mean our bodies somehow adapt to it. It doesn't. So what Cleanse for Life does is this system gives you the opportunity to not only bring in this flawless, perfect nutrition of 3 plated organic meals with every shake, but then you also have cleanse days. And those cleanse days give your body the chance to rest. It gives its digestive system a chance to rest at the same time of filtering out the toxicity that's in your body so that it can run the way God intended it to run when it made us, before we screwed it up. And most of those other programs, I would almost say all the ones that I know about, they don't deal with this issue. And this is the game changer issue, because I've tried other programs and you can lose a little bit of weight and then you're going to plateau or whatever. But this is the game changer where you really start finding that energy. Your body starts working in a better way. That dangerous visceral fat that's around your organs starts to melt away because it doesn't need to protect itself. And it's not necessarily because of the calories you're ingesting. It's some of it. But it's also because of all of the toxicity that's in your system and that it doesn't know what to do with. It's a really, really important thing. When I started Isagenix, it's a long story I won't get into, but I ended up getting very, very ill. I had a major, major health event that really put me on the brink of death. And I was also at borderline liver failure when it happened. And I had to not only find a program that was going to get poison out of my system, but it was also going to do it in a natural way, because since my liver, my filter, was on the verge of failure, I had to do it in a natural way. Because for those of you who know what the filter or the liver does, the last thing you can do is take prescription medication. because it's one more toxin for your filter to try to figure out what to do with. So I was looking desperately for, can I find something that will get rid of toxicity, but do it in a natural way? And I didn't even know it existed. And that was the first time I heard the name Isagenix, and it was everything for me. So this was the game changer for me. I hope that that made some sense for the rest of you, but understand that this is what makes the difference between this business, this company, and the other nutritional companies out there. Oh, the next person we're going to talk to is Miss Adriana. Adriana, if you can't tell by that top picture right there, she's not only had an amazing, amazing physical transformation, she has had an internal transformation that she loves to share with the world. She will light up a room when she's there. She truly has a passion for this because of the way that it's changed her life. So, Adriana, take it away.
Oh, thank you, Christy. Yes, I'm Adriana, and I've been on Isagenix for just over 2 years, and I wanted to give you a little bit about my backstory. Before Isagenix, I was stuck in a cycle, that cycle with the busy mom, no time, no energy, 3 kids, juggling schedules and trying to create shortcuts where you can, and which literally meant drive-throughs for this mom right here. So I was just not taking care of myself in the process, and I was in a downward spiral of this mess. I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't get myself together. I tried so hard to keep my outside looking good or looking as well as it could be, but not really taking into consideration what I was putting inside myself. And it was showing. It showed by the weight, it showed by my energy, it showed, or lack of energy. It really took its toll on me. I was sick a lot, and I was tired all the time. I felt like, I can't believe this is what getting older is all about. I just felt 20 years older. I couldn't keep up, and I was, like I said, spiraling out of control. I was put on Strive, and I stalked that page for a couple of months and decided that this is what I want. I want this. How is everybody getting this? I want what they want. And I had no idea what Isagenix was, what it was to begin with. So as a result, I lost a lot of weight, and I found the younger me again in the process, if you guys know what I mean, like the happy-go-lucky, the excited about life, that zesty person. And I just love that I got that back. That the weight loss is nothing compared to what I got back in me. And I'm looking forward to keeping, growing older. It's not scary. It's not tough. Really, really believe that Isagenix is turning back my clock, at least, the hands of time on my side, because I feel younger than I did even 10 years ago, and I'm excited about what life is going to bring. I'm like, bring it, bring on the world. I can handle it all. And it's all of these products that do it. I have to tell you, I want to talk to you about the Ageless Essentials with Product B, also known as Isagenesis. These handy dandy little vitamins are just beautiful. We call it a facelift in the box. Okay, and Isagenix can't make it any easier. They have a men's version of vitamins and a women's version of vitamins, and they're in these individually packed, AM pack and a PM pack, because you take them twice a day. They are so easy to take down. They're not gritty, they're not gross. If you've ever taken supplements that have been really just hard to swallow, these are great. They taste well, because I'm not a pill taker. I really did. The first time I took these, it took 20 minutes to just choke down one pack. And now I can just, throw them down with these, but they really make them, it's easy to. Anyways, I'm getting off track. The Ageless Essentials with B is actually superior healthy aging and whole body nutritional support system on a cellular level. It really does take the technology of the aging. They found out that there are telomeres at the end of your chromosomes They're kind of like the little plastic nubs at the end of your shoelaces, and those telomeres as we age get shorter and shorter. And so these vitamins, the isogenesis, actually supports that your telomeres from shortening. So it's not reversing the aging process, but it is helping it. So it really is very good. So it does target the root cause of aging on a cellular level. And these vitamins, they're so good, like to get the nutrients, the minerals, the omega-3s, the antioxidants. You would have to, I'll go to the next slide now. To get all of those nutrients, you would have to have 250 glasses of wine, 20 eggs, 22 mangoes, 10 pounds of beef. This is all in one day. So what's in these little babies right here are pretty powerful. And it's just a complete supplement. You know, it's the whole system that works synergistically together.
150 glasses of wine.
Is it 150? Oh, I think I wrote that.
250. Every single time I think of that one.
And I like wine, but I don't think I can handle that in one day.
And every day.
And here's the thing too, I don't like oysters. You would have to have 45 raw oysters in a day to just give me these little pills instead. So this is awesome. I don't think there's a product here in Isagenix that you can go wrong with. You know, it's just, they really thought of everything. Every time I learn anything more, anything new, like the nerdy, you know, scientific stuff, I just get so excited because they've already, it's pretty amazing. So I don't know. I can go on, but I know you guys don't want to hear it for another hour.
Just one more hour.
Yeah, just
right.
So these are kind of the additional products that Isagenix has. I'm just going to touch on one. It's that first one. See the little purple box, the green box, and the red box. All those different products are for athlete, not so much for athletics. A lot of them are I use them as a pre-workout. If you look at that blue one, it's called Power. I use that as a pre-workout. It's I don't know if you guys have done pre-workouts. There's so many on the market right now. A buddy of mine gave me one, and I tried it because he sent it to me, mailed it to me from Florida. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. One scoop. And when I was done, I was shaking. I felt like I was on some kind of speed or some kind of drug. And I was like, dude, I am never touching that again. Because when I take my Power and I do a scoop of my Power with my water 30 minutes before my workout, you just have this energy, and it's good, and you have all this, I don't know about strength, but I feel like I'm Superman when I do it, and it just amplifies your workout. This is coming from someone that never even stepped in the gym before I started Isagenix. The Nox is really good. It's like a little bottle. You just suck it down, and it helps with your oxygenating your body, so that also helps. There's also a post-workout, kind of like a replenish drink, and you can drink that. So that whole line is amazing. If you're into, you know, exercising, even if you're not, I would suggest go ahead and try it. You know, all the products are amazing, but to me, that's my favorite.
That Nox is great for circulation, and there's actually studies that have come out that the older generation can benefit from it every day, even if they're not working out. And I know for me, while I was pregnant, I took it every single day, and it was a game changer.
Wow.
Not just for working out, but for having the energy to do anything, especially having a toddler running around.
That's awesome.
All right. I love that. Yeah, the AMP line is great. That's obvious. All of this stuff is not part of the base system of Isagenix. They're all extra products that can help you just with different parts of your life there. But the AMPS is amazing. Really, if you're an athlete or if you're just looking for more energy. For me on this page, I have to say that I've used all of it. I've used the Isagenix, the greens and the fruits to get extra vegetables and fruits in my children's shakes because it gives them that nutrition that they need in the morning. Yes, if that's a question of yours, you absolutely can give these shakes to your kids to give them that same nutrition to go off to school. I've used the coffee because I like coffee, and this is a really great healthy one that's not as acidic, but is able to give you the benefits of coffee. I love the e-shots because it's like a little bottle of power, but it's not like a 5-hour energy or some of those drinks that you would drink it and you would get this crazy energy for about 20 minutes and then you would crash and your stomach would hurt and whatever. This is green tea and B vitamins. This is natural things that our body can process and it can figure out what to do with. But the ones that I love the Rejuvity line, which is skincare. I swear, between the skincare and those vitamins, I turned 40 in, 22 days. Facelift in a box. We love it. We call it that all the time.
Not that you're counting.
I'm so counting. That second picture, brain support and renewal, and the sleep support and renewal, that for me, absolute game changer, not just for me, my husband, the same way. I'm one of those that at bedtime, it's difficult for me to sleep. And it's not, I don't even know if it was a physical thing as much as I couldn't get my brain to shut off. I'm a typical mom. And so I'd go to bed and my husband would say, "Good night, love you," and give me a kiss on the forehead. And 5 minutes, seconds later, he's like twitching and out. And it just, I don't know how do you do that? Because I could be exhausted and still it takes me about 45 minutes for my brain to just stop doing the whole, did I take the laundry out of the washer and put it in the dryer? What do I need to get at the store tomorrow? And I'm a processor. And this sleep support, what was so great about it is it's natural. It's melatonin, it's valerian root, it's magnesium, things like that let your body naturally just, which nowadays is hard to do. And so that sleep spray has been magic for me. The brain boost and renewal is great for me. It's for me personally with the health event that I ended up happening. For me, I have an autoimmune condition now, and it ends up basically mirroring multiple sclerosis for me. And so I have lesions on my brain. And so I have to deal with my brain health more than most. And this helps, and it does it naturally. And it also helps a lot with people who are getting older, because whether we like it or not, as we get older, our brain function just starts to kind of slow. And this is, again, a natural way. If you've seen a lot of studies on how important it is to take certain supplements for brain health, they're not kidding. It's important. And this is all in these capsules. I can tell you that whether it be the vitamins or these brain support or anything like that, I personally saw a study where it showed us how quickly they can disintegrate in the water so that your body can actually use them. They were doing studies where a lot of the multivitamins and things like that out there, they were testing the products of outhouses, which I would not want that job, but they did. And they were actually still able to see the name of the company on these multivitamins and things that were in bottoms of outhouses. I've personally sat through different presentations and things where they took some of the vitamins, they took things like this, they dumped it in a glass of water, and by the end of the presentation, it had dissolved. Your body uses it. You're not wasting the money. So I can tell you that everything on here, even it's beyond the natural isogenic system, can support your body in so many different amazing ways. It's just figuring out which way it supports your lifestyle the best way. All right, with Isagenix, one of the things that's so great about it is it really does reinvent your relationship with food. A lot of people get kind of scared when it comes to programs like this. I was one of them. I really didn't want anything to do with it, but I was desperate. I was desperate to feel better. I was desperate to not have the brain fog and the fatigue. I was desperate to not feel like somebody that thought my life at this point was going to be different. And for whatever reason, I wasn't the mom I thought I was going to be. And this was something that really changed things. It really does reinvent your relationship with food. And what's great about it is there's 3 different 30-day systems if you choose to go that route that you can go with. And the first system, at the very least, addresses 2 of your 3 meals a day. As we told you, each one will replace the equivalent of 3 plated organic meals. So the base system, 6 plated organic meals nutritionally in your body. If you can think about that, whether you want to say, I'm going to do this in another way, is it possible? Number 1, can you afford it? Do you have the time for it? Can you spend all day chopping vegetables and things like that to pull that all in? Probably not. The second system is the same thing where you've got 2 of your plated organic meals in your body, but it also addresses all of your snacking needs if that's something that you don't want to have to worry about on your own. And the third system addresses all of that plus all of your vitamin and mineral deficiencies in the ways that Adriana was telling you, and some of these extra things here that give you just the vitamins and minerals that really our bodies as we're aging need just to be healthy and to be able to function in the world that we're living in now. All right. Are there any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Is Angela still?
Yeah.
Really? Like, you're talking about the soil, and how the same soil on the same plot of land is just depleted of all the nutrients. That blows my mind.
That's not even dealing with the pesticides and herbicides and all that sprayed on the food. That's just the fact that the soil itself has been so over-farmed that the nutrition isn't in the food anymore. So
That's so sad.
Oh, well, thanks, but I'm just gonna eat organically. Good luck.
And just
Good luck. It doesn't work anymore.
yeah. And just so you don't think that I made that up on the spot, I went ahead and put it in the event page so you all can see what I was looking at.
That is awesome.
Not even
That's
an
scary,
ice
though.
It is.
And it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jorge, where are you going?
I had to go pick up my son, and now we're going home.
See, real life here, folks.
Yeah.
Never
Anyway,
a dull moment.
I'm always on the go.
Roy and Darla, did you guys have any questions?
No, actually, it was enjoyable listening. I've actually studied nutrition for about 20 years, so
Oh.
I haven't drank soda basically in 20 years.
I do.
Yes. But no, everything you guys said, we understand, which is one of the reasons we were interested in kind of hearing what's going on. So I'll be honest, Christy, it's you posting photo after photo after photo of before and afters of people that you've helped.
Good.
Just amazes.
Is that in your product page, Christy?
No, just probably on my personal page. I'm assuming, right, Roy?
Yes.
Yeah. I just blare it out everywhere. No shame in my game. I'm telling you, it's changing lives everywhere. I am so stinking proud of all of it. I love it. I love it. Change mine, change everybody else's. I want everybody.
I think it's so cool that we can do these little hangouts because you can get a whole lot of information out that it's hard to say, okay, we do this and this and this and this and this. Next thing you're throwing up everything.
Yeah.
So, we can share our stories and, they're true. Everything that's happening to us is true. I've seen Adriana change. I've seen Matt change. Chrissy, I sat with you at one of the ICUs, and that's actually the first time I ever met you. And it was really cool because everyone's so nice that, everyone is so accepting. And, in high school, I always felt like I was the odd man out. I didn't feel like I ever belonged with anybody. So it's like a family, man. I can't say enough.
Yeah, like a family, all kinds of drama.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, it's changed everybody's life for the better. So it's something that you really enjoy being able to share and talk about. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be a part of this, and that's how many people can say that about their job nowadays. Like, I'm proud, and it's changing lives for the better every single day. And I mean, there's just not enough good things that I can say for it. And it was something I didn't even intend being a part of and fell into because of something bad. And it ended up being probably one of the biggest blessings of my life.
One of the things that I love about Isagenix is like you guys said, we're family. What I love is how everybody's so accepting regardless of whose team you're on. I have spent time with so many different teams, and they just welcome me in with open arms, and just like I'm part of their family as well. So that one team thing, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you right now, this panel right now, we're not on the same team. I don't think I'm on any of your team.
I don't think I'm on anybody's team.
A single person on this team is on my team that I do not financially benefit from. A single person on here.
I think Matt and I are the only ones that are connected.
Right.
And it doesn't matter, because I will shout it from the rooftops anyway, because I hope that everybody can feel this good and can remember that life can feel really good again.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
You just never know whose heart you're going to touch.
Yes.
Just by saying, oh, welcome. Like, I think Angela Kendrick, I think I was the first one to say hi to her. And I was just, pretty new, and she will never forget that, and it feels so good. And I think that's why we're so accepting and accept so many people, is because someone accepted us at one point.
Exactly.
I met Adriana halfway up a mountain.
That's awesome.
Girl. It's the best. I think when something changes your life like that, it's easy to just I've never even once thought about the fact that I do these Zooms and spend time and energy with a team that nobody financially changes my life at all on this. Doesn't matter. Like, we're all on the same journey. It's changed me. It's changed them. I'm excited about it. And
we just get excited every time we get to change somebody else's. Or
every single time I have somebody else start with a new pack, I'm seriously on this. I'm like, I know what's about to happen. I'm so happy for them.
What's really cool is I've been on a lot of different Zoom calls with a lot of different teams, and this one may have just seriously been one of my favorite ones because you guys just shared it so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do them together, Angela.
I am down.
What's so great about this, and Roy and Darla, you too, this is an absolutely a no pressure